Monster, eh?
The Night Monster.
From 1942.
Universal classic movie from 1942. Did you like it?
Overall, yeah.
Overall, I thought this was pretty meh.
I thought it was less than meh.
It had some really dumb bits to it.
Well, yeah, but it was just because of the
Well,
tropes.
not all the Universals are dumb. Even the ones with a lot of tropes. This one, I think it probably was kind of dumb in 42.
Tropier than trope?
Yeah.
I'd bet it was not dumb enough in 1942. I bet people thought it was a documentary.
Had you even heard of this movie before this week?
Well, no.
Yeah, it's not one of their classics. Directed by Ford Beebe. Writer is Clarence Upson Young. Stars Bela Lugosi, Lionel Atwill, and Leif Erikson. Runtime, 1 hour, 13 minutes. Well, star power like that, you can't go wrong.
Well, they kind of
did.
Bella for the name recognition more than his role.
Both of them, really,
yeah. Not much as far as roles. Yeah, neither. Yeah, Lionel either.
Yeah, I don't know Leif Erikson from anything. He's a pirate or a Viking or something, wasn't he?
Yeah, he was.
Yeah.
Went on to become an actor.
Yeah. Well, Margaret Ingston yells at the maid for cleaning up a blood spot on the stairs, but there can't actually be any blood there. She accuses the maid of making her think that she's insane. You're just trying to make me think I'm crazy. Not
It's
so
working.
sure of herself, she's already sent to the city for a psychiatrist to come out to the house. The maid freaks out and insists that Margaret cancel the car because Laurie, the chauffeur, is already on the way to meet Mr. Inkston's own doctors at the train. Can't have a psychiatrist come and see the other doctors.
Having a whole bunch of doctors coming.
Yeah, it's like a medical convention. The maid then orders Margaret to go to her room. And who's in charge here?
Apparently the maid.
Apparently so.
Yeah.
Because Margaret goes to her room.
Yeah, she does. Yeah.
All right, I'd do it. Millie, a whole different maid, calls the police. But Rolf the butler hangs up the phone.
Well, there's a difference between maid and housekeeper, and
True.
yes,
The first one was the old lady housekeeper.
She was the housekeeper.
Yeah.
Yes.
The boss maid.
Yes. And the
I've
other
seen
was-
Downton Abbey. I know how these things
yeah,
work.
and the butler is the head of household.
Yes.
You know. Well, not really. The butler is more of a manservant, isn't it? No, which is which now?
Yeah, the butler runs the house.
Yeah, the butler
Yeah.
is. Yes, that's right. Yeah.
Well, I think he does a couple of different things, but it seems like Laurie does most of the real work, the heavy lifting, so to speak, in this case.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, so she quits and heads to town with Laurie in the car. Laurie's a bit of a perv, and he grabs her, but she runs off and gets a ride elsewhere. Laurie then goes to the train station and picks up Doctors King, Phipps, and Timmons. Millie goes straight to the police, but the constable there can't do anything without any evidence. Still, they say there have been murders nearby. So, not a great location.
Watch yourself when you're out in the swamp.
Yeah. And of course, this is always right on the road, right next to the swamp. So there's always a swamp. Dr. Harper hears a scream on the road, which we see is Millie, who has run into some trouble. Dr. Harper then meets up with Dick, a horror writer, and they head to the house as well. Dr. Harper, who happens to be a woman psychiatrist, notices that there are bars on her bedroom window. That's not typical.
Not normal.
The three doctors regret their failure, which left Ingston an invalid. They performed some kind of surgery on him that went badly.
Very badly.
Very badly.
Very badly. He's half the man he used to be.
I wonder what kind of surgery it was that wound up that bad. Ingston explains that he's going to reward the three in the manner they deserve.
Ominous. Yeah.
He's even got artificial limbs that he's had someone build for him. At one point, he picks up a cup of tea and drinks it, and he's got no arms. So, yeah, I think
arms.
a
No
little
arms.
before its time for 1942. A little sci-fi there for
No
for that
arms or
period.
legs.
Yeah. He's been researching regeneration of missing limbs. He's learned it from Mr. Singh, his not really, but let's pretend Indian mentalist and yogi.
Brown face.
Brown, yeah.
Yeah.
And this guy's walking down the street in the very first shot of the movie with this big turban on his head. I'm like,
That's how you know he's an Indian.
why is that guy a turban wearing is he like a mind reader in a circus? No, he was supposed to be
He
Indian.
was supposed to be an Indian.
Well, Mr. Singh says he can control things with his mind. I guess I wasn't completely wrong.
Yeah.
He demonstrates by making a skeleton appear and is holding a box that drips with blood. Inside the box is a blood ruby inscribed with a death curse. Singh then passes out, and both the skeleton and the ruby vanish. The pool of blood on the carpet remains.
Which is why the housekeeper's always cleaning up blood. I guess they keep experimenting, playing around with these things.
The constable finds Millie's body out in the swamp and follows the footprints to the Ingstons' house. Margaret talks to Dr. Harper, explaining that she's seen scary things in the backyard, as well as bloodstains on the carpet. The thing outside has a distorted face, but then Laurie comes in and orders Margaret to bed, because he knows she's not supposed to be talking about this stuff. The constable comes in and wants to measure everyone's feet to match the footprints he found out in the swamp.
Because they're really big footprints.
Yeah. He calls for all the men in the house to assemble. Rolf the butler finds Dr. King dead on the bedroom floor. He was strangled, but there's a trail of blood that goes out the door. How do you get a trail of blood from strangling somebody?
Huh.
Well, there's much talk about the curse from the ruby. The next morning, they find Dr. Timmons dead as well. The constable wants to arrest Mr. Singh, but he doesn't have any proof. Singh says, hold on a bit, he thinks he knows who the murderer is. Margaret accuses Ingston, saying he's gone insane after becoming crippled. About this time, Dr. Phipps is killed as well, and there's another trail of blood that leads to a wall with a secret door.
panel.
Yeah. Dick and the constable then accuse Ingston, who shows them that he has no arms or legs. He's like, yeah, I did it, I'm guilty, and he pulls the blanket off, and he's got no legs below the knee, no arm, and he's wandering around the house strangling grown men.
Yeah.
Seems unlikely.
Yeah.
So he obviously could not have done it.
Yeah, his prosthetic arms, it's very rudimentary.
Yeah.
He can grip a mug, and put it...
Drink a glass of tea,
yeah,
strangling somebody's not going to happen.
Yeah, it's not full function by any means.
Yeah. Well, they find Laurie's body hanging in the closet next. Margaret helps Dick and Dr. Harper to escape, and then she sets the house on fire, with her and the maid locked in the burning room. Dick and Dr. Harper run through the woods, chased by some lumbering creature that, it turns out to be Ingston after all.
Huh.
Ingston then attacks Dick, but before he can get to Harper, he is shot by Singh. Singh and the constable find Ingston, with newly regrown legs, materialized, just like Mr. Singh's skeleton.
And they fade as he dies. Yeah, he used the power of his mind to...
Grow his legs back.
Well, and arms, too. That's why he was strangling them.
Yep.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, well, shall I begin my list of plot holes?
Proceed.
The cast starts out large, but there's still enough people alive at the end to make it not entirely clear who the murderer was until the final reveal. Wasn't really sure it was him. It seemed likely that it was Ingston all along, but the method was kind of too silly to guess. Also, Ingston had a reason to kill the three doctors. Why did he kill Laurie and Millie?
Because he could.
But Laurie was kind of on his side. He carried him around and did everything he asked. He was the loyal servant.
Because he was insane.
Yeah, well, there's that.
Yeah.
The two big name stars, Lugosi and Atwill, don't have much to do here. Atwill was the first to die after giving only one short speech, and Lugosi was the butler who just sort of disappeared partway through the film. He didn't die. He didn't get killed.
He just kind of went away.
He didn't show up at the end. We didn't see him in the burning house. He gone.
Yeah.
Turned into a bat and flew off. Yeah, overall, it's not their best work.
No,
did not like it.
It was okay. It was better than mediocre. Yeah.
Better than mediocre.
It was better than mediocre.
Film of the year.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Speaking of mediocre.
And that's our show. Stop in during the week to the website, horrorguys.com. Check us out on social media, or tune into the full-length audio podcast.
Yes, everything here, our weekly show is done as a full-length, around an hour audio podcast each week.
Where we talk about all the movies. And you can also subscribe to our YouTube channel. That helps us out. Give some likes and subscribes.
Yep. And horrorguys.com has, of course, all our reviews in writing. If you want to read more, sometimes we'll forget the line here or there. So if you want to read them, check out horrorguys.com.
Yeah.
And I'm Brian.
I'm Kevin.
And we'll see you at the next movie.
See ya.